If you are over 50 and you are still working while collecting Social Security, or you are sitting on the fence about filing past your full retirement age, stop what you are doing right now because in the next few minutes, I am going to show you three rules. The Social Security Administration will never put in a commercial, never mail to your house, and never explain over the phone unless you know the exact words to ask. And the third one is the single most misunderstood rule in the entire system, the one that quietly costs working seniors thousands of dollars every single year because they panic and make the wrong move. So do not click away, because the most important number you will hear today comes at the very end, and it is the one nobody told your neighbors. Let me start with the rule that feels like free money and turns into a permanent wound if you get it wrong. If you have already reached your full retirement age and you have not filed yet, Social Security will offer you something that sounds incredible: a retroactive lump sum of up to 6 months of back benefits deposited in one shot, a fat check landing in your account just for filing. And here is what the clerk will not volunteer unless you force the question. That lump sum is not a gift. The moment you accept those 6 months of back pay, the agency moves your official start date 6 months into the past, and that means you permanently forfeit 6 months of the delayed retirement credits you were earning. Credits worth roughly 2/3 of 1% every month, credits that would have raised your monthly check for the rest of your life and your surviving spouse's life after that. So you take a one-time check today, and in exchange, you accept a smaller payment every month for 20, 25, 30 years. For some people, that trade makes sense. For most people who are healthy and do not desperately need the cash this month, it is a quiet disaster, and the representative processing your claim is not required to talk you out of it. They will simply ask if you want the retroactive benefits. You will say yes, because who says no to money, and the damage is locked in. Remember that, because it connects directly to the bigger mistake I am saving for the end. Now, the second rule, and this one has a clock on it that is already running against you. Your entire Social Security benefit is calculated from your lifetime earnings record, the wages reported under your number going back to your very first job. If your employer in the 80s or 90s reported your wages wrong, or reported them under the wrong number, or never reported a chunk of them at all, then your benefit right now is being calculated on a lie, and it is a lie that shrinks your check every single month. You fix it with a specific form, the SSA 7008, the Request for Correction of Earnings Record. But here is the part that should make you sit up. There is a federal time limit on corrections, generally 3 years, 3 months, and 15 days after the year the wages were earned. And once that window closes, the agency treats your earnings record as legally conclusive, which in plain English means after that deadline, they can refuse to fix it at all. There are narrow exceptions for proven agency error or fraud, but you do not want to gamble your retirement on an exception. And to win a correction on old wages, you cannot just say you remember earning more. You need proof, and the strongest proof is a certified W-2, an original pay stub, a tax return from that year. So, if you have a shoebox of old tax documents in a closet, that shoebox might be worth more than your car, because it is the only thing that can resurrect decades of missing earnings before the door slams shut for good. Most seniors throw those papers away. Do not be most seniors. And now we arrive at the third rule, the one I told you to wait for, the one that costs working retirees more money through pure panic than almost anything else in this system, and I need you to actually hear this part. If you are collecting Social Security before your full retirement age and you are still working, there is something called the earnings test. For 2026, if you are under full retirement age for the whole year, the limit is $24,480. And for every $2 you earn above that line, the agency withholds $1 of your benefits. If this is the year you actually reach full retirement age, the limit jumps way up to $65,160, and the withholding eases to $1 held for every $3 over, and that only applies in the months before you hit your birthday. The month you reach full retirement age, the limit vanishes completely, and you can earn $1 million with zero reduction. Now here is where the panic kicks in. Seniors see those benefits getting withheld, they assume the government is stealing their money, they quit good jobs, they turn down overtime, they cut their own income out of fear. And this is the secret the headlines never explain. The single most powerful fact in this entire video. The money that gets withheld under the earnings test is not gone. It is not a penalty. It is not lost. The moment you reach your full retirement age, Social Security recalculates your benefit and pays every withheld dollar back to you in the form of a permanently higher monthly check for the rest of your life. You were never being punished, you were being delayed. The people who quit their jobs in a panic gave up real wages to avoid a withholding that was always going to come back to them. That is the mistake. That is the one almost nobody understands, and now you do. So look at how these three rules connect. The lump sum that quietly shrinks your check forever, the earnings record correction with a deadline that is already closing, and an earnings test that millions of seniors completely misread to their own financial harm. The government is not going to call you and explain any of this. The only way you protect yourself and the people you love is by knowing the rules before the deadlines and the clerks and your own fear make the decision for you. If even one of these three rules applies to your situation, you need to verify your own numbers and your own earnings record now, not next year. So do this for me right now. Hit that subscribe button, because every single week I break down another one of these buried rules that the administration will not advertise, and missing even one of these videos can cost you real money. And then share this with your spouse, your brother, your sister, anyone over 50 who is working, claiming, or about to file, because the cruelest part of this system is that it punishes the people who simply never knew, and the family you protect today might be your own.